Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, everybody. This is Jennifer O. I'm talking to you from Hawaii. And my co-host, Bob. Hi, Bob.
Aloha keiko. Aloha to us all. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's, another one of those days in Hawaii, so what can I say?
Yeah, it's beautiful today. It was rainy on Christmas. I'm sure everybody feels sorry for us that was snowed in and everywhere. I had some friends that were so delayed they never even made it home for Christmas, which is terrible. But
yeah,
it seems like they made it now.
Yeah, I had some friends who left the Big Island on the 23rd and I think they just got home today.
Yeah, that would just, I would not like spending Christmas in an airport, but at least they're all safe and nothing other than delays happened. Anyhow, we'll get kind of to the show subject today, which is talking about relationships and commitment. I've done readings for over 20 years, and there's a few subjects that are repeatedly asked, and it's usually career, love, and money. And one of the things that people have the hardest time is commitment issues, and that's because it seems like the rules have changed over the years. I've done an article on this, which you read, Bob, but it's not out on the internet yet. But it talks about, it's kind of actually, might actually turn into a book, but it's different levels of commitment. I think you were talking about, I think, that men have this trouble too with women in their relationships, but I think that primarily what I see is it deals mostly women have this trouble with not knowing when a guy can commit, and they're just completely confused by signs. And but you think men have this as well, huh?
Yeah, I don't think that it happens to the same level. I think you're correct. I think it's more predominantly women that experience it with men. But I've seen it, and I've counseled about it in relation to the commitment issues that people have, especially if they've been in one or two relationships before, and all of a sudden things didn't go so well, so they get real gun shy, and they put up all these barriers and blocks and counterfeit beliefs about whether every relationship is the same after that. Can't trust this, can't trust that, can't trust myself. And so, yes, I think it's predominantly with the women experiencing it with the men, I mean.
Right, but I do get men that call and ask about relationships, but my article is really about commitment issues because women get very confused. And by the way, we did have some technical difficulties last show, but it looks like it's going pretty good this show, so if that happens again, just bear with us, but it seems like everything's running just fine. Anyways, and so there's so many different levels of commitment. I put 12 fun ones in my article I'll name a couple of them. The just having fun, wanting a girlfriend or boyfriend, wanting a serious girlfriend or boyfriend with no marriage. One of my favorites that women call in for is when their boyfriend wants to keep you on the back burner. I've seen women do this to men as well, so this is not a gender thing. Wanting to keep you on the back burner just in case nothing else works out.
Yeah, let me interrupt you just real quick and do a little bit of a setup, because I read this article which Jennifer hasn't published yet, but she set it out, and like she said, it's most likely going to be one of her books. But she set it out as in chapters, as in stages. So this is chapter 1, this is chapter 2, this is chapter 3, and it's a serious and very real thing, and it's also carries some humor to it if you're able to laugh at yourself. So I just wanted to say that like chapters, what chapter are they in, what stage are they in, and it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, and I do call them chapters, and definitely you would have to be able to take this with a grain of salt, but I think anybody that has read this article that's not quite out yet, which hopefully will be out this week actually on the internet, so you'll be able to connect or link through it through my website, jenniferopsychic.com. You should be able to click on it. Anyways, it's very real. I don't think it's real, but it's yet funny because obviously you don't want to be in chapter 4, want to hook up that I can call my girlfriend or boyfriend only when I want to. So, there's a lot of different commitment things here. And then there's people that actually will commit and don't have a problem with this at all. But it's such, people think it's becoming so complicated, but really it's not, because what I tend to notice, and we do have some callers already, so we will take one in a few minutes if you're holding there. I tend to notice is that women have a hard time. First of all, not everybody's a perfect fit, and that's what I'd like to get into before I start taking these callers, because I run into this a lot. I like to think of relationships because I see them as puzzle pieces, kind of like. And just because you don't fit with a particular person doesn't mean that they're a bad catch or a bad this or whatever. It just means that your personalities, your interests, and all that do not fit. That doesn't mean that, I see this when a guy or a girl that somebody's with, they turn around, they stop dating the person that they're with, and then they turn around and get married within a year or 6 months when they told the person that they're with that they would never commit to them, and they get really upset, and why is it not me? What happened? Why are they marrying this person? But the thing is you simply just did not fit with this person, and they realized it when they found somebody that they fit really well with. And there's no, I don't think you should take it personally, although you do. I think it's just you have to realize there's, what did we talk about, Bob? 40 million men alone or in the United States, and then there's women, and outnumbers that, right? So there's so many.
The too many fish in the sea thing is, and being able to move on to, this is the only one ever, and getting out of that. Frankly, I've been in that state before, and when I got far enough away from it, it was like, well, what the hell was I thinking? Also, I'd like to say, when you're talking about commitments and people not being able to commit, it's also about very clear and clean communication and agreements with each other, because there are people who actually have open relationships. They're very clear and clean about it, and they survive just fine because there's nothing that's under the rug. So it's about very clear and clean agreements and honest agreements.
Well, and those are the people I don't usually hear from too, because they actually have.
They're good.
They're on the same. They're in the same chapter. They're on the same page, which is totally fine. But where I have my problem, with people calling me is when they're complete different chapters, and they're going, why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? And I want to go, you guys are totally not on the same page as why, and you need to move on. And they really have a hard time with that, moving on with those things. But let's go ahead and take the first caller, and then we'll talk a little bit more.
Talk about the square peg round hole thing, which is basically what you're doing. Okay.
Right. Here we go. Can you hear me? You're on there. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi,
This
how are
is
you
Jennifer.
guys?
Good.
We're great.
How are you?
I'm doing fine.
What can we help you with?
Well, my situation is I've been dating this guy for some time now, and I just really want to know why he has withdrawn from me lately. He has really withdrawn from me a lot lately. Our communication isn't really that great. We don't really talk like that. I try to give him a lot of space, enough time to realize where he want to be. I don't want to push him. But I just want to know why was the reason that he withdrawn from me.
Are you talking to him at all right now? I mean,
no.
Are you okay? Because he seems.
He calls. We talk sometimes, but it's like quick conversations or how you doing? I'm fine.
Well, this is actually a little bit unusual because he seems like he has some other personal issues that are going on. Do you know about that?
No.
I mean, he has some other stuff that he's working through right now, like some situation that he's in, or he really feels really upset and kind of depressed about. He's working through some, I don't know if it'd be family issues or some stuff that happened to a friend or something. I mean, it's like he's involved and caught up in something that he's trying to work out on his own, and it's really sidetracking him from your situation. And I don't think that he feels like he I don't like I would like to see you sort of drop this and move on a little bit because, but I'll tell you what, he does have a soft spot in his heart for you, and I think that he will be coming back and checking in with you, but he's got some personal stuff he's working through, and to tell you the truth, that's usually I don't see that a lot where they're dropping, that's a good thing. I mean, if you like the guy, is what I'm saying is he's got some personal stuff he's trying to work through, and men really separate themselves when they're trying to deal with something on their own, like and they don't like to talk like women. They really don't want that. Let's talk about this. And in fact, and I'm sure Bob will agree with me, men like to handle stuff like this personal stuff that he's going through on his own.
Okay.
Like they don't want to get you involved. They don't want to do that. So at this point in time, he feels like he needs to handle this right now, but he does have a soft spot in his heart for you. So he's going to be still in contact with you here and there. It's going to be touch and go though, so don't get real worried. But I would like to see you just kind of close that chapter for now. Decide that he's somebody, if you want to keep in touch with, yes, you'll keep in touch with, but just don't shut out any future possibilities. Just kind of go on day to day like that, as if you've closed that chapter, but then talk to him if you want to when he calls. And then if he comes around and works through his stuff, okay, he'll be coming back into your life and trying to get more back into it again. But I don't want you to be on hold for him.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. But it's like in a future standpoint, do you see if we do work out a relationship, like in future standpoints, do you see that see if it will be working out?
I think that it would be really shaky for you. I feel he's really shaky about the whole relationship thing with you, but it really doesn't seem to be because of his fear of commitment. It seems because his life seems to be a little bit shaky on certain levels. He's just, I don't know. I feel.
Yeah, he's questioning himself more than you. Yeah.
And what I would like to see you do is, I think you would be okay with that. For some reason, you have the personality and you like this guy enough, and you see things in him. You see good things in him. Mm-hmm. So I think that you would stay, even though it was shaky. But I'd like to see you in something a little bit more fulfilling and more whole.
Right.
That's
true.
So
do you see?
Yeah, something that.
Any possibilities of that ever happening? Because it seemed like, it's forever.
With him? No.
But not with him, but just period.
Not with him.
Life. Just period in the future.
Period. With you, yes, about 3 years. And I know that seems like forever, but I have dealt with women that have been in relationships for 3 years still, and bad ones, going, when's this going to change? And I'll be like, I told you 3 years ago it wasn't going to, and then they wasted 3 years. This is not you, but what I'm saying is 3 years goes by very quickly, so don't think that that's forever. But you have a really fulfilling, happy, like somebody, you like to laugh. So there's somebody in about 3 years that really makes you laugh out loud, like wholeheartedly a lot. Like you really, like you guys chuckle good together. And that seems to be real important to you. You really like to laugh. So, and plus they love you. They fill your heart, and that'd be about 3 years.
Oh, that's great.
So it's your choice. Okay?
Okay.
And you can check on my website, too, and read some of the articles on relationships. I keep putting those out. And I'm on Facebook on Jennifer O. Intuitive. So you can add me as a friend or check out my articles. And good luck.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. That was a little bit different example, too, of what happens, because a lot of times I'll see the men that don't want to commit, but in this case, he was having some other issues. And that does happen, women, but what I don't like to see is women always think that's the case. They always are just sure that.
Right. Well, what you said about men and women communicating differently, I know, men in general, when things happen, especially in the Western culture, that I'm a man, I should be able to handle this on my own, and they go to their cave, so to speak, and they withdraw, like she was talking about, and if they're having challenges like this gentleman was having, dealing with things, then they start to question themselves in a relationship more than their partner. But the ladies might think, well, it's something I'm doing, and then if they pressure that, the man goes deeper into the cave, if you know what I mean. And
right, they
so
do.
Yeah, letting it up, because guys need to separate. Like you said, they aren't real talkative usually. Now that could be different for some people, but the norm is what I've seen in my counseling work anyway.
Right. Well, and we're going to take this one other call that's been holding a little bit, and then I want to get into that Facebook thing, actually. That'll be a fun subject for everybody.
Okay.
Let's see. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Fabulous.
What's your question
Fabulous.
today?
Good. I just wanted to know what you see for me and Richard.
For you and Richard, give me a little bit of background. That helps me connect in a little bit. Go ahead. Give me a little bit of background. Are you dating now?
No, we're not. We're separated.
You're separated. This is somebody that you're married to. Are you married, or are you just you're married? You're separated from you're married, right?
Oh, did we lose her?
I think that we did lose her.
I think we lost her, unfortunately. Try to call back in if you hear us. So.
Yeah, and just for my callers, I've been having some trouble with my cell service lately. But if you call on a cell phone, it looks like she did call back in. Let's see if we can catch her again. Yeah, see if we can. Hello?
Hi, sorry about that.
That's okay. I've been having trouble with my cell service, so I didn't know if you were on there. Give me just the little bit of background on the Richard thing, because it helps me give you a more accurate answer.
Okay. We were married for 15 years, and we've been separated over a year now. And I've gone through tremendous healing work and letting go, and I really don't hold any anger, anything like that. I just wish the best for both of us. But then he kind of tries to draw me in, and then when I feel drawn in, he kind of just does that release thing where he lets go again. So
I have to tell you before you keep talking, Richard hasn't changed. I don't know if you've noticed that. He likes to think he's changed, or thinks that he knows how to change. Give you some. He likes that he can draw you in, but just between me and you and everybody else that's listening, he hasn't changed, and I think that's a problem, because you obviously are separated for a reason, and he has a little bit of anger issues. A little bit. I mean, he's a little mad about some stuff. I don't know if you guys. He still can't get past a few things that he's a little bit upset about. Except for he's always kind of had a little bit of anger stuff going on, hasn't he, with your relationship? Yeah. So that's what I don't like, that he hasn't changed, because for some reason he doesn't like to take responsibility for anything, right? I mean, am I on the right track here? He seems like he gets a little angry, and it turns out where it's your fault.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So, and that's really classic, by the way. I see men do that all the time. It's like if they get in trouble for something, or if they know they're doing something wrong, that's actually going to be in my book thing. They have this thing where they think that, and it works with women a lot of the time, and it's terrible. They think, okay, if you confront them on something, or you say, that wasn't really fair of you to do that, they get really mad and turn it around on you, and all of a sudden the next thing you know, you're apologizing to them, or going, oh, I'm sorry, whatever. I don't like the anger issues. I don't think you can be friends either, which I think that you would probably hope for in the future a little bit, that you can kind of calm the waters, but he doesn't. he's going to do a thing in the future, if he hasn't done this already, where if you guys can't not be together, he doesn't want to be friends. I mean, like, he's kind of an all or nothing. Did he not really want this separation really a lot, or has he been struggling with this lately, or more lately, or how's he doing on this separation?
No, he's the one who left. And when he left,
oh.
I showed no anger. I said, you know what, good luck with your life. And I think he expected me to, like, I don't know if it was his ego who wanted me to fall apart or to say, oh, I can't live without you. And I didn't do it. I didn't. I was just
and I love to hear that. And you are a refreshing caller, I'll tell you that right now. Because women do not do that. But he's really angry with how you handled this. You're exactly right. And I don't know. But he's not really telling you that. And he won't until he will get a little bit angrier probably in the next 2 months or so if you guys are talking about this sort of thing. So I really don't what's your question about where it's going? Because I really don't see it going anywhere. And I mean, I would like to see you be done with this because I don't like the way he treats you. First of all, I don't think he treats you very well. And I think he probably treats you a little bit better in front of people than he does. He's very, I feel like he's very demeaning and kind of condescending and just kind of mean sometimes. Mm-hmm. When you guys are arguing and stuff. Am I on the right track here?
Yes.
Okay, and I don't like that. I feel like the only way that he feels like he can win an argument, and I don't think he just does this with you, because I think this has something to do with just the way he's grown up and just the way that he deals with people in general. I feel like he kind of can bully you, into, I don't like his commitment also, his level of commitment to you, because I feel like, did he cheat in the past or have commitment issues?
Yes, he's cheated in the past.
Okay, because he definitely is a cheater. I'm glad you're separated now, because that has not changed at all. So I would like to see you move on, but I think that you did the right thing. And the thing that men don't get about women too, which I think that you're probably very familiar with this because you feel like you're in harmony with what I'm saying, is men can do this to women for so long, and then they're just done. But when they're done, they're really done. And you really feel like that you're kind of actually closing that chapter in your life, but trying to figure out if you're doing the right thing, right?
No, for me, I'm like done. Sometimes I worry, like, if he'll try to come back, that, I mean, I know I'm strong enough to be like, no, that's it, But there's a certain part of me that just, I hate hurting someone's feelings. But for me, I'm done. Like, I'm ready to go on a healthy relationship. That's
what I mean. Yeah, women do that. When men don't realize when they're done, they are done. But I don't think you should feel bad about hurting his feelings. He was not very nice to you. Yeah. He hurt your feelings a lot. That's not even a fair playing field there. Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's too bad. He did that to himself. Don't even worry about that. And think about that when you're dealing with, he did this to himself. This was not your doing. You said he asked for it. He treated you a certain way for a very long time. He cheated on you. My God. I mean, seriously. This is,
and
I'm not feeling.
If you're talking, I'm sorry, Jen. If you're talking about, feeling bad or him having you think that you should feel bad for the way you're treating him, that's just a control issue for him to suck you back in. Mm-hmm. That's just a device. He's not feeling bad.
Yeah.
That's just an issue. That's just a way that he's using to suck you back into his web of deceit. So. And
I'm not really feeling bad for Richard. I hate to say that, but I'm really not. But you have somebody coming up in actually probably about 6 months that will interest you. And you're a lot lighter, and you're a lot more fun, and your personality is a lot lighter than Richard's, and you're going to run into somebody that you're going to want to have. You guys are going to have some light fun with for a while. That you guys both don't really want to commit, because I don't know where he comes from out of his relationship, but that's coming up in about 6 months, and towards summertime, also beginning of summer, spring.
Yeah.
So you have that to look for.
But I don't know if I'm ready.
No, you're.
I would just want to kind of be on my own for a while too, but I want to have fun.
No, you guys are totally going to be on the same page because you're both don't want a commitment, but you kind of want somebody to hang with, like, you're going to the movies too, or you're doing this with, kind of that type of commitment. You're sort of in chapter 1 in my commitment area. You guys are both just wanting to have fun, and you're on the same page, so you're going to meet somebody, and you might do some traveling with this guy, like some fun summer trip or something. And no pressure, and you're going to love it, and you're going to be like, wow, this is why I did this. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
So that's what you got coming up for you, and that's going to be a good choice. And you have a great future ahead of you. Your bad relationship stuff's in the past. You only have good stuff coming up.
That's good.
Okay. All right. So stay away. Don't get back with Richard there. All right. You have a good day.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. All right. Yeah. We have another caller holding, but one thing I wanted to talk about is that Facebook thing. Everybody loves that Facebook thing. Boy, that just makes me crazy.
What is the Facebook thing? Explain that.
Everybody putting relationships, it's complicated on their Facebook stuff, not putting relationships in their Facebook status. That just, I've had people telling me that Facebook's ruined their relationships, and I think, to tell you the truth, it's actually a good thing.
It's probably just brought some things to light, is what it did.
Exactly. And I've had women that have had men that will not change their relationship status on Facebook, and they'll want to force them to. I'm like, you're crazy. Why would you? First of all, you women, just forcing anybody to commit to you is just a battle you do not want to face, and I can promise you it does not end well, because you cannot force a guy to commit and then sit there going, why is he so unhappy? Why is he backing out? Why is he doing this? It's just got bad written all over it. And second of all, if you have a guy that has a relationship status that's that he's changing or has that it's blank, or he's single and you think you're dating, that's a very good clue to where the guy is. I'll tell you what, I think that women should let the guys clue them in that manner. That is so incredibly helpful, not force them to be.
One of my favorites is the relationship status of in a relationship. It's complicated, because to me that's kind of like a red flag to the general public of, I'm in a relationship but it's complicated, so let's talk. You know what I mean?
But it's also better than women that are dating men for a long time that say that they're committed to the women but have their single on the Facebook. That just makes me hysterical. I'm like, and they're like, why would they do that? Well, let's see, because they want the world to think they're single. There's no real code in that. It's pretty cut and dry. They're putting them out there as single. So it's, let's take this other caller who's been holding a little while, and then we'll get into that a little bit more again. Let's see if I can get them on. Hello, this is Jennifer. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to ask about this guy that I'm dating. I just wanted to see if we're going to move forward. Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about, is this a newer relationship? Is this not been going on? How long have you newer?
It's about 3 months.
Yes, I definitely feel like it's months. And I guess I kind of feel like it might be another 3 months or so, but I'm not feeling like his commitment is real serious. It's kind of not really sure, enjoying committing a little bit, but I don't feel a serious commitment there. What kind of signs are you getting, and what are you? Oh, sorry.
Well,
what are you looking?
Well, we saw each other, I don't know, maybe a week and a half ago or so, and It's just kind of like weird, you know. It's like he wasn't feeling like being with me that day, and so I went home, and I haven't heard from him since. Like, okay.
Yeah, I think that you will hear from him again, but the level of commitment, like I was telling you before you said that, is just not really there. To be blunt, cut your ties and move on. I don't even wait to hear from him. If he calls, just be like, oh, that's nice to hear from you, and move on, because this guy is just so not the one for you. Don't waste your time with him. And, you know, this is another thing. I don't even think you guys are a very good fit. I don't know if you realize this from being newly in, but some of your interests might seem the same, but let's just, in my psychic opinion, if I were to see you guys try to fit together long term, your interests would be so different. You would have a hard time finding things to talk about eventually. And I would like to see you with somebody more that has the same interests as you and really going the same direction as you. And I just really don't feel like he's even close to. I'd like to see, and this is for other women out there too, I'd like to see women that have a better fit as far as compatibility, things they like to do that are the same, things that they like to talk about that are the same, family goals that are the same, like how you would want your family to be raised in different things. And a lot of times, you know, you're wanting to be in a relationship soon, aren't you? I mean, you kind of want to settle down into a relationship.
Well, I would like to date someone that's pretty steady. I don't know if I want to get married.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I mean. You just want somebody that's a significant other. I mean, that's why I'm saying about relationship. Not marriage, and I agree with you. I don't see that. I think that you, first of all, you would feel like you'd have to know them really well before you'd commit to that level, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but marriage is very serious to you.
Right.
I mean, you take that serious. I mean, that's a done deal for you. Like when you get married, you know, it's gonna be a done deal. Like you're not messing around. You want to know it's gonna last.
Right.
So that's a great thing, and I can feel your yearning to be in a relationship right now. This is not the guy. In fact, I think that I see you more meeting somebody that you're actually that you may initially brush off, but you're going to be surprised at how much you have in common, and that's what's going to strike in your head. And that's going to be in August, and I think that that's about 8 months or so away, because I'm getting August in 8 months, so hopefully those are right around the same time there. Usually I'm really good with timing, so just let this one go. I mean, this really will go nowhere for you, and just keep enjoying yourself and doing your thing, but don't worry, because I have a feeling after a few months of you not dating, because I feel like there's also going to be a dry spell in there for you after this guy, that you're going to get a little bit worried because you're lonely. You just miss that companionship. And to tell you the truth, that's what 90% of the people go through, so you're very in the norm. But when you have that, just don't worry, because it's coming. It's just going to be more towards the end of summer. And like I said, you may initially brush them off at first, but what's going to draw you to them is probably this conversation. And when you go back, and you're going to realize you have so much in common, that you guys are going to start talking and doing some other things, and then you're going to realize that you're really connecting on a whole different level, which is a little bit different than how you tend to start dating guys. So it's going to be a little bit different for you. But yeah, this one, I'd like to see him go and leave yourself open for that new guy.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank
All
you.
right. You have any? You're welcome. And again, I have relationship stuff a lot that I put on my websites, on that JenniferOPsychic.com or HawaiiPsychicGen.com. So you can check back on there, and my article should be up again probably this week. It should be linked in there. You can read that a little bit more too. And that kind of goes over commitment and stuff, but it's also humorous, so you'll have to check that out when it comes in. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
You know, it's important, I think, that we've also talked about this, Jen, that people really get in tune with what it is that they want, and they stay focused in that vibration themselves, and we were talking about settling and people getting in a hurry, like, oh gosh, there's not going to be anyone out there, so then they start compromising what it is that really truly is in their heart, and what it is that they want, and just really knowing what you want will bring you what you want at that same level.
Right, and that's another thing too. This is where things do get complicated, but it really doesn't need to be. Is everybody wants something different? So that's another thing. I mean, I've done readings for people, and I've had friends that have called me, and sometimes, one friend's commitment issue, she may be somewhere else than another friend's commitment issue. So then you're dealing with different guys, and I tell them all the time, because I'll have my friends that will call about different situations that they're in, and they're really frustrated with a guy, and a couple of different things that I want to point out to women too is, while I'm on this subject, is a lot of times if you are in a relationship in like a year, 2, 3 years in, and your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, even girls, are behaving in a certain manner that really makes you mad, one of the first things that I ask them is, haven't they always been like this? Because 99.9% of the time they have been, but after you're with somebody for a couple of years, for some reason it really, really makes you mad. And I just want you to get over it. This makes me crazy, because they need to accept them for who they are, like they did at the beginning of the relationship, and just move on, or decide that they can't deal with it anymore and move on. But what happened? Go ahead.
And isn't there also the thing where we were talking about communication and clear-cut communication of, did you tell him or her that this was like making you nuts? Well, no, he should have known.
Yes, that's a classic.
Assuming, even especially if they've been together for a while, you should have known. Well,
right.
Generally speaking, your mate is not a mind reader.
Right. And men, no offense, Bob, but men, there's a couple things, and women like to talk in circles, and women are great communicators, but men are simple communicators. This is where the no offense, Bob, comes in. They want to be just told direct, because they start glazing over. Their eyes start glazing over when you start complaining about something, and then you're talking about, well, this is why I want you to do that, is because, I do this, and because I really need your help, and I'm tired, and blah, 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 when all they really wanted to hear was, can you take out the garbage on Thursdays, please? Thursdays, garbage, please. It needs to be simple. That's it. You don't need to go into a whole book of why. Just ask them nicely and give them parameters. They need simple guidelines that they can follow, so then they can think about football. They don't want to go into this whole big ordeal of why you're tired and where you had to run the kids that day and when you had to go to the grocery store. It's very funny. So I'd like to see the women talk to their men a little bit more simplified and direct, and give them parameters. And I think that they're going to get a lot more done. Women are talkers, but if you really want to talk it out and complain about your husband or boyfriend, definitely call a girlfriend and do that first. Then go to your guy and say, okay, this is my problem, A, B, and C. Let's get it fixed by A, B, and C. That's another thing. You definitely have to tell your guy how to fix something. Do you not? Because you guys are standing around going, well, I'm not sure what to do with this. Well, what do you exactly want? And to tell you the truth, women half the time don't know what they want, so they need to figure that out first also as well. But one of the biggest things that I kind of got off track here is I hear a lot of complaining about maybe the guys that do too much hunting, or the guys that play too many video games, or whatever, and they argue and argue and argue and argue over it all the time. But the problem is that they've been playing the video games and been hunting for so many years, or whatever it is that their gripe is, that now they want to change them and they're not okay with it anymore. And women, you just have to decide, A, would you still live with this person? If this never changes? And if it's yes, then stop it. Stop arguing, because it doesn't get them anywhere. It's not, the men are not going to change. Women think that they can change their men and want to change their men after all the time, but your relationship changes, and if they're not changing, it's not a very good area to get into. It's very frustrating, is what I'm saying. If it's not acceptable.
You talk about, sorry to interrupt, Jen, you talk about, men maybe hunting or playing video games too much or whatever, and for guys it's like shopping, they go shopping too much or whatever. There's a healthy separation. Now there's also, the video game addiction, where it's like that's all they do, and it's like, well, yeah, that is too much. But there's also a healthy separation of getting away from each other. And I know a lot of guys that hunt. I don't hunt. I do other things that would, for myself. But it's a bonding kind of thing for men, just like shopping, for example, can be for a lot of women, or maybe yoga classes or whatever that the group does together. And it's a bonding kind of thing and a way to get away. And sometimes, like you were saying earlier, when a woman calls one of her friends and empties everything out that's going on and that's bothering her, sometimes that's all she needs. And sometimes that's all a guy needs, is to go out with the guys and really let it out in any way they want to, and they come home and they're fine. They've released all of that buildup that they've had that they can't necessarily release at home or together without getting into some kind of a fight. They just need somebody to go, yeah, I know what you're talking about, and they get rid of, they dump all that stuff. But there's that healthy separation, which in some ways it's not healthy. Sometimes they go to get away purposely and stay away as long as they can, whether it's the video game,
right,
the cave, hunting.
And any type of addictions, of course, I'm totally not on board with that. But women, when they give their men parameters, they constantly break them like children. They'll be like, okay, stop doing that, or we're going to have a problem. And then the men keep on with addiction and stuff, and then the girls will say, okay, stop it. No, stop it. Now, I really mean stop it. When you really have to get serious when you're addressing stuff like that, if you want it to stop. If you want it to stop, you need to be no messing around. Like, this isn't going to work for me, or I'm gone. No, and don't tell them you're gone unless you're really ready to be gone, by the way, because that doesn't, don't give them a threat you're not going to stick to, because that's not going to do you any good.
The boy who cried wolf, yeah.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is women tend to see their men the way that they want to see them. So if a guy is not committing to you, but yet he is committing to you behind closed doors, oh, yes, you're my girlfriend, yes, we're together and everything, but you go out in public and he won't commit to you, he won't take you to parties, he won't not be single on Facebook, he won't do any of these other things, this is the man you're dealing with. You're not dealing with the man behind the closed doors. That is what another thing. So women tend to just decide that they're dealing with this guy that's in their head that is who they want to see. And then when the guy goes and disappoints them, it's like, well, that's not my guy. You're some other guy.
Well,
what are you doing?
And the
You're not supposed to behave.
Response usually is, why do you let him treat you that way? And they will look at you, correct me if I'm wrong, Jen, but they will look at you and say, oh, you really don't know him.
Oh, my gosh.
He's really not like what you just did to me.
They don't do that to me because they know I know better. But I've heard them do that to my other friends because I can see, yes, I've absolutely heard that before. And, women, you have no idea how much help it would be if you took a step back and seen your guy through your girlfriend's eyes or your friend's eyes and seen who they really are. Now, they may not even be as bad as you think. They actually may be better than you think, because sometimes women can also be, too hard on their men as well, and they may have a really good guy there. But it just depends, and I would like them to see the guys that are not commitment guys. Women just kind of try to see through your girlfriend's eyes a little bit, and our phones are blowing up right now, so let's just take another
call. One other thing real quick before you get into another call is can you talk a little bit on why do people stay in a relationship that is just murky and not good and doesn't feel good, and I can change this person, I know I can. Why do they stay so long?
Because they're afraid that there's nobody else out there for them. It's amazing. There's like 40 million people. We'll get into that again a little bit more, but let's take this one that's been on hold.
Another show.
Here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, you're on the air. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
Aloha.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, I didn't know I was on air. Yeah, I guess I just wanted. Are you doing mini readings? Can you tell me?
Yes.
We'll meet someone. Okay. Can you tell me when I will meet someone for a relationship, and anything you can tell me about the person?
I think that. Well, I guess it depends on what kind of relationship that you're looking for.
Well,
actually, you meet someone long term.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
You meet somebody actually, I think, within about the next month. I mean, really, really quickly.
All right.
So, yeah, like that's very unusual. I've told 8 months and 9 months and all kinds of months today, but you meet somebody in the next month. So, and I think that actually, I think it's a very good relationship, and you're really happy with this one. It's really quick, 4 weeks, a month, yeah.
So
it might be
a month?
January, February.
January,
Pardon
February.
Me?
Okay. I was February.
Yeah, January, February, the end of January, February, and I think it's somebody who, again, you like to laugh and have fun. You like to have a good time, and it's a man that really makes you guys laugh a lot together and have a really great time. It's a really good relationship, really healthy. He doesn't have any baggage. He's can support himself in his own right, and it's not like he needs a ton of things. He's happy with simple stuff, but he's happy making you happy, and that's what you like.
Oh, great. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so I know you probably have
Is it long-term, though? Is it a long-term potentiality?
Yeah,
I'm thinking the short-term.
It's long-term potentiality, but I think that you question it about 6 months in, and decide, and not really sure, where you want to go actually with it. But I say don't worry about that right now. I say that jump on board and really enjoy yourself, because it's a good catch. Because I think you kind of have the control in this relationship, and you'll be the one that decides what you want to do with it. But you've been with some men in the past that haven't been real good for you.
Uh-huh.
Is that true? Yeah, and
Very
are you
true.
kind of you tend to draw that type of man in a little bit?
Yes, I do. I don't know why.
Yeah, a little bit, and you're kind of attracted to that kind of guy, just a tad. Yeah, a little bit. Well, at least you're honest. I'm loving this. At least you're not even trying to lie about it. That's great. Okay, well, that's where the questioning comes in, is because you
kind of like he's not bad enough for me.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Because he's a good guy. He's a good catch, and he really cares about you. And so
and I'll probably say, he needs to be a little bit more rougher around the edges. I know me.
Yeah, but you know what? Check yourself at that point in time, and just remember how those other ones worked out for you.
Right,
and,
exactly. They never last.
Yes. And then also decide what you want at this point in your life, because I think that you're getting to a point where you may want to change some of that, just because, it's just time.
Yeah, it
right?
is. I'm definitely sick of the old way, so okay.
Yeah.
You deserve some goodness.
Thank you.
You do.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate
You're welcome.
it. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're going to stop
Keep
that
going.
and take this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had we'll try this one right here. We had a couple that I think I lost on here, but we'll go with this one. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Aloha.
What was your question? Hello, you're on the air.
Wait, me?
Yes,
Yeah.
you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
me and my boyfriend got into an argument yesterday. And what she was saying about, yes, I am extremely hard on him. I know that I am backing down. But we got in an argument yesterday, and I see his point, but I know my point, and I think my point is more important. So he had to call me. I know you do,
and you're a little strong-willed, aren't you, dear? I have a feeling that you definitely were not backing down because you are sure that you're right on this one, and I'm not sure anybody could change your mind. So what exactly is your question? Because if you're wanting to know if you were right or not, you're going to have to tell us what you're arguing about.
I know I was right. Before when we were together, before when we were together, everything was going good, and I noticed this certain phone call keep popping up on my phone bill. All the other phone numbers, I didn't care. This one phone number stood out to me for some reason. Turns out this is the woman he was talking to. He cursed her out, he cursed me out for her, all that kind of stuff. We broke up, got back together, got a new phone. I saw that he called her. I told him, before you get this phone, I do not want to see that number. He promised. Well, guess what? I saw it. It only been for a minute, but I saw it. And he can't seem to understand why I don't want you curse me out for this woman. We supposed to be starting new now. Why am I seeing this old number that represents all this stuff for me? I mean, I see his point. It was only for a minute, but see my point. You cursed me out for her.
It don't matter. That's a done deal there. You should have never had to see the number because it should have never been on there, right?
That's right. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So now, I'm wondering. Okay, sorry.
I know, I'm with you. I mean, I don't like his commitment. I don't like his commitment to you, and I don't like the shadiness there. And I don't like the way that you have to catch him. I'll tell you what, girl, I run into this a lot. If we have to catch our men, that's a problem. I mean, we even have to have our radar up like that. And with this guy, you have to have your radar up with that. Like that, I agree. I mean, you just do. And I don't like that.
That's the thing, it's automatic. He don't seem to understand that. He think I'm fishing. No, I get drawn to look at stuff, and I find it. I don't do it by myself. I get the feeling to do it, and I always find something.
Well, can I ask a question real quick? Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes.
How good does it feel to you that you have to go through these things to look for stuff like this? Does that feel right to you?
No, it don't feel right at all, but I don't know what's going on. All I know is this is how he was before. He has like an alter ego.
Right.
I don't like his alter ego.
I don't like his alter ego.
His alter ego is a I want him dead.
He has commitment issues though. That's the main thing. I feel like he's got his feelers out there, and I don't like that. And I don't think you deserve that, and I think frankly you'll catch him at it every time. But why are you having to catch him? That just you shouldn't have to. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be straight up with facts. Let's say you did his phone and you did do this every single time and you found nothing. There would be no argument.
No,
right? There would be no argument, nothing. Case closed, wouldn't even talk to him about it because there would be nothing. You'd trust him, you'd do it again, nothing was found, no argument, you'd trust him more. That's the facts. So these are the facts you're dealing with. You are finding stuff. In my psychic opinion, he's got his feelers out there. He's not fully committed. I don't like that, but he spins it. He spins it on what are you talking about? And he is a good guy at heart, but some good guys at heart are not fit with some women. That's what I say. They're all like puzzle pieces. You and this guy just don't fit together in the puzzle piece like I'd like to see you. So you can continue to date him and you can continue to catch him. But, I mean, how long do you want to waste your time doing this when you might be able to date somebody else that you don't have to catch?
Oh, I'm not going to. But my question just is, like, after this argument, he didn't talk to me. So I'm thinking, what is he thinking about now? Something else stupid or like, okay, she was right?
Well, he's thinking he got busted is what he's thinking.
He's thinking about how am I going to cover this up so I can continue? What's my new way of doing this so she won't find out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's thinking he got busted. I mean, he knows he got busted. But you said you've done this in the past. Do you normally talk to him? I mean, at some point in time, one of you guys calls each other and kind of tries to feel the other one out, saying, you know, where are you at on this, or, right?
Well, I know he's lying, so that'd be kind of bad for him. I know every time he's lying. I know it.
Yeah, and you do. You can read him like an open book. You just can. And you know what? You're right on every time. You're
and he gets mad and want to fuss.
Well, because what else is he going to do? He's been busted. That's his defense mechanism, because he thinks for some reason if he gets mad at you that he can somehow throw you off because he's done.
And I always laugh and I tell him stop deflecting and answer my question.
Yes, but you have a intuitive sense about you. You're intuitive about some other things as well. So you kind of have that sixth sense going on a little bit, and he doesn't realize that. You know, you have a skill there. So you're not. Yeah, he's not going to be. And you know that, right? That you're intuitive.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And you're right on, and nobody's going to pull one over on you that way. So you're right, and he's busted and. And I think he'll try to call you again or somehow, because he doesn't want this to be done. I mean, he wants you to still, you know, be on the hook a little bit. He wants you to still be in his in his black book, you know. But move on. You know. And stop dating these types of guys, because I know that you know they're trouble when you date them, by the way. But you date them anyways, hoping they're not.
Yeah, but I be bored. That's the problem. I get bored and I don't care.
Well, as long as you're paying attention, you're way ahead of the game, because a lot of women won't do what you did. They're not as strong to be able to do that and stick to their guns, and that's pretty.
I don't mind being alone, though. You know.
Yeah. Well, this guy's quite a player, so we're good to go.
Very good.
All right. Okay, well, we actually have about 3 minutes left. Thank you. Good luck.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Okay, well, we have about 3 minutes left, and I wanted to talk. The article will be coming up this week. It will be on my JenniferOPsychic.com, also on my HawaiiPsychicGen.com site, and I am on Facebook now, which I do not have that link to yet, but I put a lot of stuff on my Facebook, which is Jennifer O Intuitive, if you're on Facebook. And I do add people, you know, everybody that adds me on there, so they can kind of I do quotes every day, or, you know, a couple times a day. Yes, but, yeah, I'll be talking about Avatar today, actually, because we went to that last night. But you
can also, by the way, you can also check Jen's website, which I think is very important for private readings as well. So check into that if you're interested. You won't regret it.
Yes, and I have an array of different types of readings that I will do on there, as well as articles. I have a lot of really good articles that people have questions about all the time. It's on astro travel and psychic kids, relationships. I have a lot of different articles just on all kinds of different things, but I also have different quotes on there. I also have different prices on there for, I know we're all having a hard time economically, and so we have some hardship rates, and I offer those a couple times a week. If they aren't taken, you know, you can go into the next week and such. We will be back on next Sunday at 10 o'clock. We have some other guests that we'll be having on too shortly, and those will be announced.
For that in the future.
Yeah, you'll have to go on the website and click on the Blog Talk Radio, and you can see what we have coming up. But thanks, everybody from Hawaii, and aloha. Have a good day.
Aloha.
Introducing Instagram teen accounts, a new way to keep your teens safer as they grow, like making sure they've got the right gear for riding.
Knee pads.
Check.
And helmet?
Done. See you, Dad.
New Instagram teen accounts, automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.